isn't meant to be any real literary criticism. This is just another excuse for me to talk to myself about a book that I'm reading, or just finished reading, that was really cool, and there's things on my mind. Also, I think this would be a fun thing to do for myself. Am I going to commit to it? Let's not say that now. Let's not put that pressure on me just yet. But yesterday, I just finished reading this book called Dreamers of the Day by Mary Doria Russell. I've been calling her Maria Russell for like the last month or so, every time somebody asks me who the writer is. Just a great book. I'm not going to do a plot summary, because like, who is this video for? It's for me. I read the fucking book. That's the whole point. If somebody's watching, you are more than welcome to borrow my copy. It's got like underlined lines and stuff that I'm gonna read out now. Great book. Highly recommend. Making me think about a lot of themes going on. Parenthood, loneliness, connection, desire, war. War is a big one. It's historical fiction. We're set it's 1921 and we're in Egypt. Set around the time of the Cairo Peace Conference going on. So, right in the aftermath of the First World War and the influenza pandemic, and, on the precipice of all the tensions that set up the Second World War. There's a couple of quotes in here that I keep coming back to. Probably the biggest thing that I think about most of the time is connection and my pursuit of human connection. What motivates it? I don't know, but I keep doing it. And there's a very specific quote in here when our main character, Agnes, she's been lonely all her life. Like she's alone most of the time, but even when she wasn't alone, she's always been lonely. And that's a feeling that I've had before, albeit definitely not to her extent. And now she is set in this world, in this new world that's completely unfamiliar to her, in a tense geopolitical climate, surrounded by such notable people and extraordinary characters. Also, Winston Churchill and T.E. Lawrence, aka Lawrence of Arabia, who like I have borderline like a crush on right now. Insane respect for this guy. He's my short king. Anyways, connection. She's trying to connect with these people, and she's like, okay, well, now's my time to shine. I'm now put in this new environment, in new place where nobody knows who I am, and now I get to be my own person and share details of my life and my opinions and my feelings about things. She makes a friend along the way. Friend's the word. I think friend would be the word. Even if for a little moment in time, I would say they were friends. And a friend tells her that in order for life to be enjoyed, it must be shared. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I've realized that I have the most fun in my life when I get to share it with people. I think that might be the biggest reason why we crave company and affection and friendship and even, a romantic partner. Is because we want to share our lives with people, and we want them to share their lives with us. And it really, when I get to share something cool with my friends and family, joy is quadrupled, and sorrow is definitely halved, no matter how deep and all-encompassing that sorrow is. I try my best to connect with people and share my life with them and have them share their lives with me, and I hope, at least from the cues that I can pick up on, I think we're all enjoying our lives a little bit more. Speaking of trying, there's a wonderful quote in here that talks about regret for not trying things. I am somebody who really definitely is, I have a very, I gotta try everything everything I want, I'm going to try, and I'm going to try my best. And I do that a lot. I don't know if that's a problem, or might be, I don't know yet. But that's what I do. That's how I live. I try my best to achieve the things that I want to achieve, and try the things that I want to try, and follow my heart, and listen to my gut, and shit like that. And I don't know, I found that minimizes regret for me. I don't believe in living life with no regrets. I think you will always have some, but I think the goal is to minimize regrets, and I think that happens by trying. And there's a very specific quote here that really, I think, sets up the whole book in the context of, okay, after this, Agnes, our protagonist, actually goes out, way outside of her comfort zone, tries all these things, meets all these new people, and she is happier at the end of it. And these are things that she tries for that she didn't even know. She didn't even know what was going to be on the other side. So I think, and I relate to that, I think. And this quote is said to her by a department store sales associate, out of all people, which is, "Years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones that you did." And I think that resonates with me a lot. I think as long as I keep trying for the things that I think I want, or even I think I want, I feel like those are lessons you gotta learn on your own by trying. That minimizes regret at the end of the day, you know. I don't know how long I want this video to be, so I'm gonna start talking about war now. That's the segue. I don't want to do like little animations or whatever. I want this to feel like a very early 2000s vlog. And that's why I'm doing this on my computer too, so you can see the grainy stuff, and you can't see the texture on my skin. So win-win for us. War. What is it good for? That's gonna be a copyright strike, I think. But it's been, I don't know if I said it already, but over the course of 100 years from the setting of this book to now, over 100 years, nothing's changed. You know, like it blows my mind. I was talking to a friend on the phone about this today, about how the world's going to shit with all these pointless conflicts, man. Like, you're fighting over lines that were decided, that were drawn in the desert over sticks and stones, decided by Churchill and some random guys, out of all people. And that conflict has not stopped since. Religious, political, like, regardless of it all, we're all people. And I don't know how many casualties it's going to take for humankind to realize the futility of war, any type of war. Religious conflict really breaks my heart. Religion and me, we have a complicated relationship. But it hurts to see all these different religious groups trying to strive and dominate, and yet they perish at the hands of another. And it'll, you know, the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims and the pagans, like, it's been going on for ages, and it will go on. And I think that's why when they mention that, I think they say you have to, the Buddha advises that you have to cease to strive and you have to endure the world. I like that. That's a good tramp stamp, I think. Cease to strive, endure the world. It's also a good motto to live by. One thing I would probably like to end on is probably the irony of war. I've been extremely sad about it lately. And I don't know. The dreamers of the day, the quote comes, or the title comes from a quote from T. Lawrence's autobiography, where he says, "All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night wake in the day to find that it was vanity, but the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. I'm still thinking about it in the context of war and geopolitical domination, but yeah. I don't know when you call them dreamers and when you call them false prophets, because I feel like currently the world is being led by false prophets. I think probably the last thing I want to end on is, how do you distinguish between a false prophet and a true one? And it comes back to parenting is also a big theme across the book. I didn't have enough time to go over it, but I think this is a good way to tie it all together. Is, quote, "A true prophet, I suppose, is like a good parent. A true prophet sees others, not himself. He helps them define their own half-formed dreams and puts himself at their service. He is not diminished as they become more. He offers courage in one hand and generosity in the other." I hope if I'm ever to lead a cult, I can do it like that. And I can be a real prophet and not a false one. What is the point of this video? I don't really know, man. I've had a lot of thoughts in my head about the themes going on and like other shit too, you know, how you mix it up with your own life. And it's just in my head, and I have too many things stuck up in here these days, and I need an outlet to sort of let it out. And staring at a blank Google Doc, trying to write it down was a little too daunting. Like, one thing about me is I know how to talk. I do not know when to shut the fuck up. So here's a video. We're at 12 minutes. I think that's long enough. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see me review yaoi books. I will do those in an hour-long live segment. I don't know. Peace out, I guess. This is like a video journal entry for myself. So, like, I love you. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I love you. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good-ass day today. Thanks for watching. I don't know how to end these.